you don't live in a bubble, you live in real life, and you need to learn how to eat and live post-bariatric surgery in your own life and not follow a script.
Welcome to the Bariatric Nutrition Coach podcast, where we empower you with weight loss surgery, nutrition knowledge, mindset advice, and inspiration so you succeed in your weight and health journey. I'm your host, Jane Stoltz, and I am a bariatric dietitian who has helped over 1,300 people on their weight loss surgery journeys. I'm also a solo mum, lover of long walks while listening to podcasts, partial to a glass of wine, and the ocean is my happy place. Join me as I dive deep into bariatric nutrition and lifestyle topics and deliver them to you in bite-sized, palatable episodes every Monday. Now let's go.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Bariatric Nutrition Coach podcast. And I've called this podcast episode, Why Meal Plans Are Not the Answer After Weight Loss Surgery. I could also call it Why Meal Plans Don't Work. And I want to talk about this topic, and it's been a topic that I wanted to talk about for some time because I get asked this question all the time. I get contacted. Can you write me up a meal plan? That's all I need. I'll follow it. That's all I need from you. And today I want to talk about why they are not the answer if you're struggling or at any time really after having weight loss surgery. And I also want to share with you what you want to be asking for that's got more valuable, what you want to be looking for when it comes to your nutrition after your bariatric surgery. But before we get into the episode, I first would like to share with you some kind words that the lovely Belinda, who has just finished working in my boot camp, has shared with me. I asked if she would share her experience of working together in the boot camp, and she sent me this really wonderful message. My name is Belinda, and I reached out to Jane when I was around 2 years post-op. I was starting to worry about regain and slipping back into old habits. I was also feeling very lost and not at all in control. I did have a small amount of information I was given post-surgery, but it wasn't enough. Jane listened and was very helpful in getting me back on track. I was very impressed by her approach and how there is no judgment, just listening and advice. I managed to get back to regular meals, planned snacks, and upped my fluid intake, even increasing my exercise, which is a miracle. I'm so pleased I did the program. Jane's help has been invaluable, and I highly recommend the program to anyone who is feeling stuck, lost, or just needs to understand their bariatric journey a little more. Thank you, Jane. Thank you, Belinda, for sharing your experience of working with me and for your kind words. So now let's get back to today's podcast episode. Why meal plans are not the answer. And I'm going to go through 4 points, 4 different reasons why meal plans are not going to be the answer for you to have a successful bariatric journey, not just in the short term, but also the long term. So reason 1 is that they're not sustainable. And I can ask you, if you've ever been on a meal plan, how long did you follow one for? You might say 3 days, you might say 3 weeks, but they are not sustainable because they're such hard work, so much energy goes into following a meal plan with following the recipes, cooking everything like it says in the meal plan, and you don't live in a bubble, you live in real life, and you need to learn how to eat and live post-bariatric surgery in your own life and not follow a script. So that's reason number 1, why meal plans are not the answer. So reason number 2, and that is that one size does not fit all. Even if it's taken into account your food choices, your food preferences, any dietary intolerances, they are still very much cookie cutter and they are not personalised. And in my experience, things really need to be personalised for them to fit you, to feel good for you. and also for something that you're going to be able to continue to do. So one size does not fit all, and many people will say that their non-personalized approach just doesn't gel with them, and they can really notice when advice and guidance and support is not personalized in the bariatric journey. Reason number 3 why meal plans are not the answer. They are prescriptive. They don't teach you how to eat. And I've got in my notes here in brackets, behaviour change. They don't teach you that not only food choices, because that's important, but also eating behaviours and the behaviour change that is needed post-bariatric surgery to get the best result from your surgery and keep those results. You may have heard the saying, if you give a man, and we'll say a woman, fish, she'll eat for a day. If you teach her how to fish, she will eat for the rest of her life. So really, I see the bariatric journey very similar to this in the sense that it's really not about telling people what to do. It's about teaching them the why and then the how, and then really practicing putting in action. So that's reason number 3, that meal plans are prescriptive. And reason number 4 is, this is my point of view, that they feed into diet mentality. And so many clients, majority really of clients that I work with over the years come into their bariatric journey. I call it battle worn from dieting for years and years. And it's tiring, it's soul destroying, it really takes a toll. And dieting is about high rules, just prescriptive, one size fits all, do this, do that, don't do this, do that, good, bad, and it actually is restrictive. And I am very passionate about my clients also picking up when they're in diet mentality, but also eating cycles. And if you haven't heard me talk about eating cycles, I want to talk about it a little bit now and just touch on it. There's 3 different eating cycles, and we can identify when we understand a bit more about those eating cycles of where we are. Restrictive is one of them, and that is dieting. That is rules. Certain things are good, certain things are not so good, and it's that feeling of being deprived. And you can only stay in a restrictive eating cycle for so long, and you will bounce into an overeating cycle when you can't hold that restrictive eating cycle anymore. And overeating is where you eat particular foods. They're usually the high energy discretionary foods. You eat quickly, you eat in secret, you don't feel good about what you're doing, and you feel bad, you feel shame, and all of those things, and then you can take yourself back into a restrictive eating cycle. So that's that yo-yo dieting, really. And the 3rd eating cycle we're aiming for, and it's called mindful eating cycle or intuitive eating cycle. And we're aiming to get into that cycle. It takes time after weight loss surgery, but that's where you find balance. You trust your body and you trust food. And you learn to have some of those foods that you really enjoy, but you learn to enjoy smaller amounts. You feel light, you feel free and trusting your body and food again. And so that takes time to get there. Meal plans and prescription will keep you in that diet mentality. And so many people come to work with me and say, I feel like I'm still on a diet post-weight loss surgery and I don't want to be on one. So there's an alternative to that. We don't have to be in that mindset. We can be into more building habits, compassion, and really fostering self-care and seeing your bariatric journey as a journey of self-care for your weight, but also for your health. So the 4th reason why meal plans are not the answer is, for me, they feed into that diet mentality that people can bring into their bariatric journey. And you will see it when people, say, express online that regain some weight, or they're feeling really panicked about being able to eat more and they're looking for another diet. They're looking for that quick fix. So they are the 4 reasons why I believe why meal plans are not the answer for you after having your weight loss surgery. So let me now move into what I feel is more valuable to ask for, more valuable to seek. And I'm saying seek because people contact me for support, say, I want a meal plan. If you do a meal plan for me, I will follow it and I know I'll be fine. And I ask them if they're open to having a conversation, and I'll share with them another way of approaching their bariatric journey. So here are 5 things that I feel are more valuable to ask for and seek when you're looking for support. Number 1 is education and support, so you feel confident in your food choices, which you really like, and settle well for you, okay? Doesn't matter what stage you are post weight loss surgery, foods are going to be individual to you on what you really enjoy and also what settle really well. You could think that a meal plan is going to solve all of that, but it very much is individual. One person will really love scrambled eggs and they'll settle really well, another person not. It's very much of an individual journey. Also, the foods that you may have really enjoyed pre-surgery taste-wise, you may not actually like the taste of them post-surgery. Your taste can change. So it's really about being confident in getting great food choices, getting great variety with foods that, you really love and also settle well in your tummy and make you feel and help you feel really good. And this obviously changes over time after bariatric surgery. So that's number 1. Number 2, to learn how to estimate your protein intake. Where is protein coming from in the foods that you really enjoy? How much protein? Really understanding your food choices, because knowledge is really power. It's not about counting calories and protein down to the last gram. It's around learning where are these high protein foods in my diet, what my plate needs to look like so I reach my protein goals, how to eat my food. So really establishing that knowledge, but also that habit, the habits of plating food up and how to eat. Because yes, protein is a really key nutrient we focus on after weight loss surgery, as well as fibre, and some knowledge about that is really important. You don't have to be on apps if you don't want to. It's not about counting calories and macros. It really can be very, very simple. You can reach your protein goals and have a wonderful diet very simply. And I say you don't have to be on an app and counting calories because many of my clients don't want to. They've done it for years. It brings back all those memories. There's ways for us to get great intake and really relax it and practice key habits. And guess what? Your macros fall into place. Your energy intake falls into place. And I know this because I have taught so many clients, so many patients over the years, my methods of eating and on how to eat. And then I've analysed their intake. And I know that my eating habits, the ones that I foster in my clients and teach and we practice, deliver those intake results because I've analysed diet and I've seen it really in platforms where I get really detailed nutrition information. So it can be very simple habits that give you the results that you want with less of that diet mindset and less focusing on apps and focusing on external things. Number 3, what I think is more valuable to look for, ask for, and seek when you're looking for support is strategies and coaching to help you foster mindful eating, listening to your body cues, and also avoiding overeating. And I've put these in all together because they're actually all connected. 8 out of 10 people pre-surgery, patients before surgery, clients would say to me that they eat quickly. And the other 2 out of 10, generally their partner or their children or a friend says, you do eat really quickly. So we often eat quickly because we're distracted, life is busy, we are looking at things, our phones and TV and computer when we eat, and we're externally focused. We want to foster being mindful, listening to our body cues post-bariatric surgery, Eating in a quiet setting, listening to the body talking to us after having surgery. What's it saying? Where in the body can I feel those sensations? And really listening. And it can be a really big challenge. One, we haven't done it for years. Two, your body cues, hunger and fullness cues, could be a lot lower or not even able to be picked up in the early days. And I also like to say your body can start talking to you in a different language. So that's a practice. That takes strategies and coaching to really foster that as being a practice in your life when you eat. Are you going to be perfect? No, because you're never going to be perfect. You're human. It's a practice. And that leads you into that third eating cycle, that intuitive mindful eating cycle, because you listen to your body. It helps you find balance. It helps you also stop or avoid overeating. And that's why I put overeating into this point, because when you eat quickly, when you eat rapidly, and you're not focused on listening to your body cues, it's very easy to overeat pre-surgery when you eat like that. But after surgery, it's very, very easy to overeat. So many people shared with me, you might relate to this, satisfied, oh, another teaspoon, oh, eaten way too much. 1 teaspoon between okay and too much. So eating slowly is so important to really be able to listen to your hunger and fullness cues and avoid overeating. And we keep practicing that even when you can eat more over time, because you will be able to eat more over time. That's okay. We keep practicing the foundations, call them foundation eating habits, that will avoid you overeating or eating too much. So that's in that kind of the third point about what's most valuable to ask for and seek when you're looking for support. Can someone teach you that? Can someone help you foster that in your new life as a person that's had bariatric surgery?
Now tell me, is this you? You have had your bariatric surgery and you're feeling lost, you're lacking support and you don't know what to eat and when. Or you may have noticed after your surgery, your hunger and cravings have started to return and you are scared you won't reach your goals. You may have had some weight regain and you want to stop the weight regain and lose some more weight. You may be pre-surgery and you want support to be fully prepared for your weight loss surgery journey. If any of these sound like you, then listen up. I have developed my Bariatric Nutrition Bootcamp just for you. My coaching program provides education, coaching and community for people getting ready for their weight loss surgery and at every stage after their surgery.
You were so fantastic. You didn't just go, here you go, off you go. You were like, right, here you go. Let's do it step by step. And it's that step by step. If somebody's prepared to help you like that, it's immeasurable. It's priceless.
Your help just changed the game for me, right? It just changed the trajectory of my ability to understand what my body's telling me and trusting it. That was a hard one, right? Because my body, I can override it in a lot of ways in the past.
I think that hiring Jane has actually been the best thing that I've done. I was lost. I had no idea what to expect. I've never done bariatric surgery before. I've never had it done before. So yes, you have all the information from your surgeon and from their nutritionist and all that sort of stuff. If you have lifetime support, that's great. But a lot of times you don't. So you need to take that next step and invest in yourself, because that's what it is. It's the most amazing investment that I've made.
There are 4 key areas that I focus on with my clients in my Bariatric Nutrition Bootcamp. One is the Bariatric Nutrition Basics. You will learn what and how to eat so you feel satisfied, reach your protein and fluid goals and have less cravings, and know how to manage your hunger in the future. Meal ideas and meal planning. You will learn to plan meals and snacks that you like, so you have great options on hand when it comes time to eat. Also, we focus on mastering weight regain habits, identifying any habits that are stopping you from reaching your goals, and create manageable strategies to get back on the straight and narrow so you can manage your weight for the rest of your life. And also, I focus with my clients in my Bariatric Nutrition Bootcamp on learning to trust your body and food. Start to enjoy your food again by relearning to listen to your body cues so you have less guilt and improve your relationship with food and your body. If you are ready to maximize your weight loss surgery results, feel confident in your journey, and be led with support and expert guidance, then the Bariatric Nutrition Bootcamp is for you. If you would like to know more about my coaching program, check out the link in the show notes.
Number 4, strategies and support to identify and manage any of the eating behaviours which can slow down weight loss or lead to weight regain. This is a really big one. Many people will come and work with me because their weight loss is stopped too early or it's slowed down too early. And not only are we building up those really important foundation eating habits, we're identifying what maybe they have started doing or what maybe they've stopped doing that is leading to their weight loss slowing down, stopping, or leading to weight regain happening. And there's a cluster of eating behaviours, eating habits that are involved in weight loss stopping, slowing, or regain. Night eating, snacking, grazing, drinking more calories. There's a range of them, eating really quickly. So you want to be looking for somebody that can really help you identify the patterns and triggers, I call it, to those eating habits that are unhelpful. They're unhelpful for you. And it's not about being told to stop grazing. It's actually learning the strategies and the tools, and you're having tools in your toolkit to actually manage those cravings. You need more than just being told to stop doing something or start doing something. And number 5, what's more valuable to ask for and seek when you're looking for support if you're struggling in your bariatric journey? Easy and personalised meal planning. And so I do this with my clients in my boot camp. I have a meal planning guide. We make personal meal and snack lists, ones that my clients really love, they enjoy, they know how much protein's in them, they know when they put them into practice, they're getting their protein goal, they're getting enough protein over the day. But it needs to be easy and it needs to be personalised, not just from a food choice, a meal choice, but also in how you decide what you're going to eat over the next week, how and when do you get food into the house, and then how do you put that and when do you put that food together. Everyone's schedules and personal preferences are different. You might say, oh, Jane, Sunday, I love it. I get everything ready. I'm that type of person. I've got the whole containers, everything's done on a Sunday. That's me. Someone else will say, oh my goodness, that was never me. I'm never going to be able to do that, and I think I should. No, you don't have to work like that. You don't have to have your meal planning and preparation like that. There are so many different ways to get to where you want to be, and that is having great food and meal snacks on hand. And it doesn't need to be elaborate cooking. I call it assembling. We can have great meals and snacks that are easily assembled. People might live by themselves. Other people may be in a household of 8 people. Everyone's life is different. So we need to work out what's going to work best for you in your lifestyle, in your household, but also your personal preference of how do you get things done. Are you more with a go with the flow person? Are you more spreadsheet on a Sunday doing your food prep and everything in between? So I find that that's really important as a skill set for people to have to really help with that meal planning and preparation post weight loss surgery. So thank you so much for listening. I'm just going to do a really quick recap. For people that listen to my podcast, I like doing a little recap. So why meal plans are not the answer. 1, they're not sustainable. How long can you stay on a meal plan for? 2, one size does not fit all. You are an individual. Yes, certain guidelines are what we want to follow, and we may have similar goals, but there's certain different ways for us to get there. 3, they're very prescriptive. They don't teach you the behaviour change that you need to be successful in the short and the long term. And 4, they really feed into diet mentality. And I personally am very passionate about people that I work with leaving diet mentality and moving into self-care, healthy eating habits. And let me recap what is more valuable to ask for, seek when you're looking for support and you're struggling, or you may want to preempt being in a struggle post-bariatric surgery. Number one, education and support so you are confident in food choices that you like and settle well for you at your stage post-surgery. Number two, learn how to estimate protein intake, how to plate your food up, what your plate should look like, and also how to reach your protein goals. So that's really great and important knowledge and skills. Number three, strategies and coaching to help you eat mindfully, listen to your body cues and avoid overeating. Number four, strategies and support to identify and manage any of the eating behaviours which can slow down your weight loss or lead to weight regain. And number five is easy and personalised meal planning so it suits your food choices and your life and the rhythm of your household. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. I hope you found value in today's podcast. I really appreciate everyone's support. I say this every time, but I do. It's really lovely getting feedback when people maybe message me on Instagram or somewhere and say, "Oh, Jane, thank you so much. I found your podcast really valuable and I'm doing this and I found it really worked. Thank you." And that's really lovely. So thank you so much. Apart from my Instagram, I don't advertise my podcast. I would love if you are happy to share it with a friend or someone else, or you may be in a bariatric group and you may give people like just a heads up. There's a podcast you may find of value. I would love that. And I'll give you a shout out here. If you tag me in your stories or in a group or something like that. Actually, if you tag me in a group, I don't know if I get that, but you've tagged me. I'll give you a shout out here. So that's how my podcast is growing, is really word of mouth. I so appreciate people sharing my podcast and just any support. If you'd like to give me a rating in my podcast, I would love that. Thank you so much. And I really look forward to being back in your ears next week. Bye for now.